Hey, this is just a quick video to show you how to get started using the new Google Keyword Planner. Unlike before with the old keyword tool where you could just look up the keyword tool and you go into it, now what you actually need to do is you need to sign into an AdWords account, which is very simple. If you already have a Gmail account, all you need to do is go to adwords.google.com and just enter your Gmail email address and password to sign in, and that gets you into AdWords. If you don't already have a Gmail account, what you can do is on the home screen here is just click Try AdWords Now. Let me just get rid of that. I have RoboForm. Okay, and it gives you the option. It says, okay, I already have an email address I already use with Google, or I do not use these other services. So you can just click there, and then you would just create a new account with AdWords. It's completely free, so just go through the process to set up your account. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go back to this other screen here, and I'm just going to sign in to AdWords. Takes a minute to come up. Okay, so I'm into Google AdWords, and then what you do is you're going to come up to Tools and Analysis. Click on that, and you're going to click Keyword Planner. I'm already on that screen right now. Oh, it's going to load it again. So then, once that comes up, what you're going to do is search for keyword and ad group ideas. Okay, so you would enter your product or services. So for example, you would say maybe it's investing. You would enter your landing page. Let me use the example here. Okay, and then your product category. So you select a category, so then it's going to be, let's say if it was investing, we'll say it's finance, and then we'll go under investing, and then I don't know, we'll just leave it at all. We don't need to get it any closer than that. Targeting, let's just target the United States. Just click off of that. We want English. We want Google searches. We'll leave the negative key. Yeah, so this is if we don't want it to show for certain keywords, we would put this in there. But we're not actually doing an AdWords campaign. We're just looking for actual keywords. Okay, and then you can enter some filters here. So what I like to do is say my average monthly searches is greater than 2,000. Okay, and then that way it's not going to show me keywords that hardly ever get searched, because you're really not interested in anything like that. Okay, and then you can go get ideas. And it just takes a minute for that to load. And then what it's done here is it's grouped things. Okay, so if I want to say I want to look under investment, it's got 58 suggestions in here, and it breaks it out and it shows me the different keywords. So how to invest, best investments, investing in stocks, and it says what the average monthly searches are for each of those. Okay, but then it also shows you that it's fairly high competition. Okay, so if you liked one of these and if you said, okay, well, investing for dummies, let's see what that does. You can click here. Okay, so no, I'm not going to click there. Instead, what I'm going to do is you can take the old Google Keyword Planner, or the keyword tool used to work a lot better. So I can take that, I can copy it, and I can just drop that into my browser and do a search. And what you want to do is you always want to do an exact search, so you put quotation marks around it, because you want to search for that phrase. And you just see how much competition you get. So for investing for dummies, you get 350,000 results. You'd have to be careful here, because the dummies brand is actually trademarked. so you don't necessarily want to do too much advertising that targets that. But it's it's a reasonable competition. It's still kind of high though. You usually want to find something that gets that has probably less than 20,000 results if you want to have a good chance of getting ranked high. Okay, but and then what else you can do is you can also change your product or services. So maybe your service is asset management instead, and you can click Get Ideas. That'll take a minute to come up. And then what you can do is you can look at all of the ideas that it gives you under there. So short-term investments, real estate investment, or I can go back and say, okay, well maybe I want to look under buy stocks, and it's got it all grouped for you into the different keywords. Okay, and then it's got keywords like asset management. Okay, so here's actual asset management, and it gets 12,100 searches per month, which is decent. That's a decent number of searches. Portfolio management, 2,900 searches per month. So if we took that and we copied that and we put it into Google and did a search on it, see, that's probably not a good one because we're getting 9.6 million results. So I would say that that's probably not a good keyword to utilize, because the competition is going to be very high to get anything ranked with portfolio management. And usually what you want to do is you want to go for longer tail keywords, and so you're going to want to find something longer than that. So alternative to using the keyword planner, which is something that's free with Google, I have another tool that I like to use that I purchased, and it's a little easier to use than the keyword planner, believe it or not. It's called Longtail Pro. Now it's really easy to set up. So I come in right now. I don't have anything set up in it just for this demo, and so I want to add a campaign. Okay, so I'm just going to call this test. I want it in English, and I want it to search in the United States. And I click Create Campaign. And then what I can do is I go to Campaign Settings, and I can start adding keywords. Investing, asset management. Let's just do 2 keywords. Okay, and then all I have to do is I go Generate Keywords. And you can see here right now it's fetching keyword ideas for investing. So what I'm going to do here is I'm just going to quickly pause the video. I'm going to let it do its thing because it does take a minute to find the keywords, and then we'll start it back up in a second. Okay, so it's found the keywords for all the keyword ideas for those 2 keywords I entered, investing and asset management. And you can see here it's found 1,533 different keyword combinations. Okay, so and it's got a lot of keywords that don't have a lot of searches, so I'm just going to make a quick change here, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to apply a filter on it, and I'm just going to say my average local searches I want to see between 2,000 and 20,000, and then I'm going to regenerate the keywords, and this time it's very quick. It just filters out all the stuff. So now it's got 139 different keywords, which is a little more easier to work with. But that was so much easier to use because now what I can do with this tool is, I can kind of look through here at keywords that maybe appeal to me, like something like maybe how to invest money. And if I click on that, what it'll do is it'll analyze the competition, and it'll pull up the top 10 websites that are ranking in Google right now, and it'll pull up a whole bunch of information on them. So it just takes a couple of minutes to pull all this information up. Pulls up their page authority, how many links are coming into that page, the juice page links, which basically is quality links into that page. What's the domain authority? And it gives it a page rank, which is a Google page rank. Now, if I'm not correct, they want it, yeah, so 10 is most authoritative. Okay, so you can see some of these don't even have a page rank. And these ones are very low page ranks. So believe it or not, that's actually good. So even though they've got lots of links coming in, you see here the page authority is out of 100. Okay, so these all have a decent page authority except these ones here. So this is actually a reasonable keyword to try and rank for. Okay, but you got to look at what you're up against here. I mean, you are up against Forbes, you're up against WikiHow, Money, MSN.com. So you're up against quite a few authoritative websites, so you do have to be careful of that. You want to try and stay away from that kind of a website. So maybe that's not the best keyword. So if we just go back to keyword research, how about stock market for dummies? Okay, so let's see what it does here. Okay, now to get this to work, I had to sign up for another account for at SEO Moz, but it when you're in the software, it shows you how to do all of that. It's very easy to sign up for the account, and it shows you how to do all of that. Okay, so once again, this is coming up with dummies, which you have to be careful of. It's very well ranked. Amazon always ranks very well. Some of these Market Barometer, I don't know that website at all. Okay, so but you get the idea. It gives you a lot of information very quickly on, is this a keyword that I should even bother with or not? And sometimes it does take a little bit of searching, a little bit of research to find a decent keyword that is actually going to work for you and is going to rank. Now, keep in mind, not every single article you write has to have an amazing keyword. What you want to have is you want to have several pieces of cornerstone content on your site that is going to rank well, and then that will kind of drive people, that'll bring people into your site. And then from there, if you've got good content on your site, that's going to get them looking at other things. Okay, so the main thing is to have some cornerstone content on your site that does have a good keyword that you can rank for. And then from there, just make sure the rest of what's on your site is just good content. Okay, so that's just a quick overview. What I will do is I will have links to both the Google Keyword Planner and also to Longtail Pro, and you can check them out for yourselves. Obviously, the Google Keyword Planner, that's absolutely free to use, and Longtail Pro, I believe it's $97 to purchase Longtail Pro. So there's certainly nothing wrong with kind of getting used to using the keyword planner, and then if you want something that's a little easier and a little more of a time saver, then I'd highly recommend something like a keyword tool like Longtail Pro, just to kind of make your life a little easier. It's very easy to understand how it works, gives you all the information you need all in one place. So that's it for this video, and thank you very much.